Everyday things you do that slowly lower your intelligence. There is a strange sadness in realizing that intelligence doesn't disappear all at once. It doesn't fall like a collapsing building or vanish like a flame fading into darkness. No. Intelligence erodes slowly, quietly, silently, like water wearing down stone, almost invisible until the day you touch your own mind and realize something is missing. People like to imagine intelligence as a gift, a fixed trait, a permanent identity. But in truth, it is more fragile than we admit. It bends, it dulls, it softens under the pressure of habit, routine, comfort, and noise. And the most dangerous part, most of the things that weaken your intelligence are so ordinary, so normal, that you hardly recognize their cost. This is not a lecture. This is a mirror. A gentle reminder that your mind too needs silence, discipline, and care. Because every day, without noticing, you engage in small rituals that slowly dim your inner clarity. Let's walk through them, quietly, as if observing a stranger who, slowly, without meaning to, is drifting away from the person they could have been. 1. You fill every empty space with noise. In the past, silence was a companion. Now it feels like a threat, the moment life becomes quiet. Even for a second, your hand reaches for a screen, a song, a distraction, not out of desire, but out of fear. Noise has become your shield against thoughts you don't want to face, against emotions you never processed, against memories you never healed from. But noise comes with a price. It prevents the mind from stretching, wandering, exploring. Creativity withers without silence. Deep thinking dissolves in constant stimulation, and slowly, quietly, your intelligence begins to thin because the mind cannot grow when it is never allowed to be alone. Some people think they are escaping boredom, but really they are escaping themselves. 2. You avoid hard things because they make you feel small. You know this feeling. The moment a task looks too difficult, your chest tightens, your thoughts race, and you tell yourself, later. You don't avoid difficulty because you're lazy. You avoid it because it reminds you of your limits, of your imperfections, of the gap between who you are and who you wish you were. But avoiding effort shrinks your mental capacity. The brain becomes dull when it is not challenged. It forgets how to wrestle with problems, how to stretch beyond the comfortable, how to think deeply. Avoiding difficulty is not neutral. It is decay, a slow, subtle erosion of your potential. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, a small part of your intelligence goes to sleep. And some people never wake it again. 3. You surround yourself with people who drain your mind. Not all noise comes from devices. Some of it comes from people who gossip instead of think, who complain instead of reflect, who fill the air with negativity, comparison, and emotional clutter. Your mind mirrors the environment it lives in. And when your environment is filled with shallow conversations, low-quality attention, and people who speak loudly but think softly, you begin to absorb it, not immediately, not obviously, but slowly, subtly, inevitably. You start thinking in their patterns, you start shrinking to their level, you start losing the depth that once defined you. Surrounding yourself with the wrong people doesn't just affect your mood, it affects your intelligence, because the mind becomes dull in the presence of those who refuse to grow. If this voice, this space, this journey meant something to you, then stay close. Subscribe to the channel, not for the algorithm, but for yourself, for the quiet reminders you forget you need, for the truths you feel but rarely hear spoken.